Here's the general parts of the computer. Here's our RAM. We have 2 sticks inside, but normally we have space for 4. But we don't have to use all of them. But when we use 2, you have to select between 2 of them. Like we can't use just 1 and 3 and 2 and 4, but we can't do 1, 2 or 2, 3 because then the computer won't run or you will have black screen issues, PSODs and that stuff. Here's our CPU with the cooler. We don't have the fan on it for now for showing off, but basically this is our cooler. How many heat pipes is basically you can just count right here. We have 4. So 4 heat pipes means more heat pipes means more cooling. So it's easier for computer to cool. For cooling, we have an exhaust fan here. Normally you might have one on top too. More exhaust fans, much better. And we have our intakes here. We have 3 of them. You want to have more exhaust fans than intakes, but in a case like this, it doesn't matter because flow isn't this way. Here's our GPU. Some computers have it, some doesn't. If you have a gaming computer, probably you have it, and it's the most effective thing at gaming for your FPS, for your graphics. And here's our SSD. We have 2 for now, 1 here and 1 here. You don't have to screw them down, but it's better if you do because it's just a slot that slides in. And the motherboard itself is the one that supports all of them. RAM slots and everything is on the motherboard. Usually your motherboard doesn't have effect on your FPS, but if you have a lower end motherboard, you can't overclock, which will affect your FPS a lot. But in these days, probably you have it because even mid-grade motherboards has overclock enabled. Let's put the fan on pretty quickly. These fans have these spring attached things. You just put it here, you slot of it, and then you put it down. Check the airflow of the fan. It's usually here, or if you see this logo, probably it's this way. So it has to be connected to the exhaust. So push that in here, and because this is spring, we put a little hook on it. Yep. And the first part, you take the other one and do the same. You push it a little bit, and then you're fine. And it's rigid, and we can take the fan cable out of the way so it doesn't go to the fan. We have our power connector here. This is our motherboard connector. This comes from the power supply, which is under here. We have our USB connector right here. This is for USB 3. This is used for the case itself. If you don't have this connected, your case USB ports won't work. We have our PCI Express slots here, which is usually used for connecting GPUs, but you can have Ethernet ports, USB ports, everything basically. Even if you don't have any M2 ports like this, you can just have an adapter here and put it on it. So it's pretty useful. But you have to check PCI Express lanes, which might be different from motherboard to motherboard. Some of them support 16 bits, some of them support 8 lanes, maybe PCI 3.0, maybe 4.0 that affects speeds. So check with your motherboard and your SSD. And this is our BIOS battery. If you want to reset the BIOS, you can just take it out and make the computer run. So it resets BIOS, but usually you don't need this. Normally you have to change this every 5 years, but most of the time you don't have to because you have it powered on. But if you just leave it without power for so much, you have to change it. So if you have a gaming computer, probably you have this GPU. Be careful about the GPU sag. This is a 2-fan model. So if you have a 3-fan model and it's heavy, you might want to have a bracket here so it supports it, because if you have GPU sag, it goes down and at the end breaks the PCIe connector. Then basically your GPU is trash. So be careful about that. If you have a big GPU, if you have 2 fans, most of the time it's fine, but it's better to just have a sag bracket, which is usually cheap. 2 fans right here. And if you have an overheating CPU, get a good cooling fan and a good cooling heatsink, because other way you might not get the FPS you want, not the performance you want. And check the heat pipes. That's the most important thing. And then the heatsink design, bigger is the better, but it doesn't have to be that big. And don't forget about the exhaust fans on the top. And I think that's all.